Look!
Greetings. I am about to tell you about one of the greatest battles that ever have taken place in the state of Texas. It is the Battle of the Alamo. In 1836, on March 6, early in the morning, General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna surrounded the Alamo with over 2,000 troops. He lined them up into columns, and they secretly crawled upon the Alamo, not making a sound until they were ready. And then the shout went out, "Viva the Republic! Viva Santa Anna!" And the shooting began. How do I know? I am Alamo Joe, the slave of Lieutenant Colonel William Barrett Travis, and I was a defender of the Alamo along with the brave men who fought there. I have been a footnote in your history, but today the footnote comes alive, and I tell my story. For you see, I was with Lieutenant Colonel William Barrett Travis when he had the sound, and he ran across the courtyard, and he said, "Get my musket, Joe." And I got his musket. He said, "Get my shotgun." And I got his shotgun. And we raced across to the north wall of the Alamo. And we got out and began shooting. And Colonel Travis said, "Give them hell, boys, the Mexicans are coming, let's shoot." And they began shooting their rifle, and he shot his rifle and got a round off, and then, unfortunately, he was hit in the forehead, and he fell down the embankment. I got off another round, but they were coming fast, and when they were coming fast, I retreated inside the walls of the Alamo. And I shot some more from within those walls, and I took down some of the enemy. And then my ammo ran out. And they began crawling and coming across the compound. They broke the fortress and came in and began slaying one after the other. I saw Jim Bowie, and I saw Davy Crockett, and I saw brave men fight to their last breath. And then when it was all over, I was in the chapel, and I heard someone call out, "Are there any slaves here?" You see, they called out for slaves because Mexico did not enslave us. Mexico did not believe in slavery, and the order had gone down from General Santa Anna, "If there are any slaves, we want to keep them." And I said, "Yes, I'm here." And immediately when I spoke up and said, "Yes, I was here," two Mexican troops grabbed me, and one lanced me with a bayonet, and another one shot me. If it had not been for the officer, Lieutenant Colonel Barragan, I would have been dead. He saved my life. And then I was brought in front of General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna himself, and he interrogated me. He asked me who I was. I told him I was Joe. I was the servant and slave of Lieutenant Colonel William Barrett Travis, and I followed him to Texas. I was 23 years old at that time. Colonel Travis was 26. And he said, I'm going to let you stay alive for one reason. And that reason is that you will go back and tell General Sam Houston that I have enough troops to march to Washington if I wanted to. And I listened carefully. They bandaged my wounds up, and then he set me down, and a parade of troops marched. I thought it was endless, all the troops that came by, and the cavalry, the formation, the cannons. And he said, now tell General Sam Houston I'm ready for him and he's going to get a whooping. And so I was sent along with some other slaves who were there. That was Ben, who was the cook of Santa Anna, but also that was Sarah and Sam, who were the slaves of Jim Bowie. And we were commissioned to take Susanna Dickinson back to Gonzales. You see, there were families within the compound of the Alamo. And being within the compound of the Alamo, they were not killed. And the ladies and children were spared. And it became my duty to escort Miss Dickinson back to Gonzales and to meet with General Sam Houston. And that I did. I escorted her back. And when I got to General Sam Houston, I was right there as they were getting ready to form the great Republic of Texas. I was right there with the first cabinet of Sam Houston, and they asked me, Joe, what happened? And I said, here's the report of the Alamo. Santa Anna came and besieged us for 13 days. And after 13 days, on that final day, he came early in the morning. We didn't hear him. He silently sneaked up upon us and overtook us, but everybody fought gallantly. And David Crockett was the last one going down, for he was defending the lower wall. And when he ran out of bullets in his musket, he took his barrel of his gun and his butt and began to shout and knock those soldiers down. He finally died as a hero. And I told him to report. And that was a Lieutenant Colonel William Fairfax Gray, who was the official recorder of the Texas Revolution. He later became Secretary of State and held offices of District Attorney. But he was from Fairfax, Virginia, Lieutenant Colonel William Fairfax, and he came in to write down my story. He questioned me, and they found me credible, they found me unambiguous, and they found me believable and clear. And they took my words and gave them to Sam Houston as he heard them and recorded them. And that gave General Sam Houston much time to gather men so that they could go back and come back on Santa Anna. When they came back on Santa Anna, it was the Battle of San Jacinto, April 21st, when General Sam Houston took down old Santa Anna. And Santa Anna became a prisoner of war. And we got our freedom. I went back to tell the family of Lieutenant Colonel William Barrett Travis what had happened, how he had fought so gallantly and how he died for the cause. And you know what? When they looked at the debt he owed, I was his slave and they enslaved me again. Oh yes. And I worked for another year. And I made it up in my mind that on April the 21st, I would escape from slavery and escape from this barbarous treatment I was receiving. And so, when the 21st of April came, I, along with a friend, we got a good fresh horse, 2 good fresh horses, some supplies, and we rode away and were never heard from again. How do you know it's true? Because the estate of William Barrett Travis put a price on my head. And for $50, they wanted to know where is the slave called Joe, and they ran it in the newspapers for 3 to 4 weeks. And when they didn't find me, I knew I was free. And so, my brothers and sisters, that is the rest of the story. And now you have a footnote being a paragraph. Huh. Good day.